What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Cigars and Everything Else podcast. Episode 35.
35.
What's up, D? Where we at?
Man, episode 35. I got some names to throw out to you. We can go baseball. Yogi Berra.
Mm-hmm.
The legend.
Okay. Yogi.
We can go with Frank Thomas.
Big Hurt.
Want to do that?
I ain't mad at that.
Or we can go with KD.
Okay.
Kevin Durant. I know he's not wearing 35 right now, but he wore 35 for the majority of his career. We can go KD.
He did.
How you feel about that?
Okay. His hair is too nappy. Let's go with
Let's throw it out the Big Hurt, man. Come on, man.
Let's go with Frank Thomas, man. Let's go with Frank Thomas.
I like it.
Though. Honorable mention is KD.
Hey, if he would have brushed his hair one good time, he might get the nod, but
we'd have gave him the nod. But he got, that hair, and I got a lot of nerve, right? But that hair and them Twitter fingers, man, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, be easy, KD.
Oh, man.
Not this episode.
Yeah. So too emotional with the Twitter fingers, which is something I don't understand. I really don't understand it. Like you up here, why come down here?
Real.
It's only as real as you make it.
Yeah. Man, look, this is the other thing. How many compliments you think this man get that he ignore? It's always the negative ones that just jump out. Like, you know what I'm saying?
And gotta respond to it. Don't say nothing to the people who shouting you out and bigging you up. Those people who need the attention, really. You know what I'm saying? But they get attention to the people who throw out those negative shots.
Yeah, that's why people do it. Like, this is what I learned. You don't reward behavior that you don't want to continue to have occur in your life. So if you like only acknowledging people that are trolling you or messing with you, then that's how people gonna get your attention because they see that work.
Right.
If they see,
so you're gonna get more of
Katie, we love you. They're gonna be like, hey man, he retweeting people that show love, and I like him. Show him some love.
You're gonna get more of that. You're gonna get more of that.
Oh, that, yeah. And they ain't just Katie. It's a lot of celebs that do that. That
goes for all of them. That goes for all of them.
Mm-hmm.
For sure, man. So, anyway, so what we getting into today, man?
Hey, man, we're gonna get into some cigars, and a little bit of everything else. Introducing the stars of the show this week. Coming out on my end is gonna be a GTO Corona 10-year anniversary. Boom.
Okay.
Nice. Forget that.
We got a little bit.
Never works.
You got it in a little bit. All right.
Yeah.
You got any background that you want to give? No background just yet?
I do. Dominican. They both it's Dominican through and through, man. From the wrapper to the binder to the filler. You know what I'm saying? So I got a Dominican stick.
Gotta love. Shout out to the DR, man.
I don't have a price point, but I think it was around $10-11, something like that.
Okay.
Maybe $9.
All right. Well,
I don't remember.
For me, I'm going a little up there on the price point. I had this one for a while, and I've been kind of saving it because I was more so scared of the description when I read it months back. So hopefully I've been keeping it pretty safe kept and been taking care of it for the couple of months that I've had it. But it's a Davidoff, man. Box press Nicaragua.
He went back.
I went back to the Davidoff, and we're at a $20 price point. But this is why I was afraid of it. So based on the description, we're supposed to have a fiery, spicy, bold flavor on this cigar. With tobacco fillers and the binder from Nicaragua. But it's supposed to be intense. And I don't know if I'm ready for it. We've been smoking a lot of flavor cigars, a lot of light cigars, and I don't know if I'm ready to take the plunge, man, take that big leap. But I'm willing to give it a shot. Hopefully at a $20 price point, even with the spice, even with the fieriness that it's supposed to have, let's hope it carries it very well at this price point. That's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping the saving grace is going to be.
With Davidoff, I expect it. I fully expect it with Davidoff. Now, maybe not. We're gonna see.
Mhm.
We still learning that brand. You know what I'm saying? But I expect you to get the most out of it, man. You know,
Yeah,
get that
yeah.
Rolls Royce treatment.
From the one Davidoff that I did have, it was beautiful, 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 beautiful smoke. So I'm hoping I get the same with this, even with some of the notes that I might not be favoring so much, you know. But we'll see. I mean, I picked up this cigar just off the look of it. I love the box press, so it was an eye catcher. It drew my attention when I was looking for that brand of cigar. I didn't see the description prior to purchasing it. It was only after. I was like, whoa, we might want to hold off on this. Let's pump the brakes. Let's put this to the side for a second. So here we are, man. Here we are.
Punked off and ran away from it. You ducked the
I
smoke
did.
for weeks before you finally had enough
I did.
confidence to go get it.
It's like, let's go for it, man. Let's
shout
go
out to
for it.
my cigar lounge, man. The boy hooked me up with all kind of cedar sticks, man. He just shout
Loaded
out
you
to
up.
him,
He
man.
said,
That
go
was
ahead and get what
kind
you
of
need.
him, man. Oh,
Nice, nice.
he loaded it up like this, you know. So I take it. I'm straight for weeks, man. Next time I go somewhere, they're gonna be like, "Hey, man, you want some cedar sticks?" I'm gonna say, "No,
I'm good.
no,
I'm
brother, no.
good.
Don't you dare put that in there." I went straight
So I'm
cut, brother.
loaded
What
up.
you
I'm
going?
good. I got a punch. I'm already punched up. Already ready to go, man. So I'm gonna go with a cedar spill on my light, only because I want to die out as much harshness as possible. I want this to be as easy as I can get it. So we're going with the cedar spill treatment today.
Bet. Right off the bat, this stick has a nice aroma just on the stick itself, not even lit up or nothing like that.
Okay. It's a good aroma. It's always a plus to begin with, you know. I remember back in the day, I used to see people who with cigars and always would wonder why do you sniff the cigar before you want to buy it or before you try it? Like what's the big to do about that? And I was never a big cigar sniffer. Like even now, like I would not sniff my cigars, but I understand the purpose.
Yeah,
You know, the significance of understanding what that potential aroma is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, getting some spice already.
No spice on my end, no spice. But what I will say about this stick, it's got a very the aroma that I was referencing has a certain fruitiness to it, like which is unique for me in a stick. But it's got like a fruitiness to the aroma. Very pleasant, very pleasant. And of course, initially it's just, you know, cocoa. It's all cocoa going in right now in the beginning.
All right. That sounds like you got some
body,
good
medium body stick.
Nice.
And very creamy smoke also, man.
Good. Got a little bit of spice off the top, but not overwhelming. I'm definitely getting the spice from the first light, man. Definitely getting some spice, but it's wearing it well. Wearing it very well.
Good. Hey, I'm curious. I'm willing to bet that spice don't last. That's probably just the initial.
Think so?
I'm gonna see. I mean,
We'll
they
see.
described that it's gonna be there. It might last, you know, the whole stick, but
my thing is it going to intensify? I mean, even if it stays, like right now, if it stays where it's at, I'm good. I can handle it. But we'll gauge the intensity and see if it intensifies or see if it kind of dials back a little bit. But yeah, I'm getting a little bit of spice right on the palate, man. Right on the palate, even on my mouth, even on the lips. So it's like it's getting there. It's getting there.
Right. Hey, man. Today the filming of this show is October 1st, 2022. Shout out to all our people down there in Florida, man, going through Hurricane Ian. Hurricane Ian
Yeah.
came through that boy and put some stuff down I ain't
Ravished.
never seen before, man. I see people in
Yeah.
kayaks and boats and canoes in the street, people swimming in,
Yeah.
literally
Fort
swimming in
Myers.
their house. Yeah, I
Yeah.
seen
Yeah.
a
Yeah. Yeah.
shark
Yeah.
in the street, like just going up and down the streets and stuff, man. It's like crazy. Like, whoa,
Wow. Wow.
sharks. Is that the norm? Like, I'm
Going down
imagining,
your
right,
street.
this stuff. Yeah, you got to watch out for jabberjaws coming up the street or whatever, you know. But like, seriously, I'm thinking, right, maybe this is stuff that occurs, but with technology, you know how people always say it's always existed, but now everybody got a phone. Is that the case with this, or is sharks always been in the streets? Like, that was a lot of water that came in, brother.
I don't think
like,
so.
A lot of water.
I mean, that wouldn't be a guess of mine to say that's a normal thing with the flood, especially on the coast like that. But man, I don't. There's nothing that's ever been reported before. I'm sure if it happened before, it would have been definitely a report of it somewhere. But I've never heard of it.
Yeah,
You know, and I've lived on the coast all my life for them, pretty much.
It's a lot of man. It's places where the ocean is totally like in Tampa. There was places where the little water, that little beach was gone. Like it was just dirt.
Yeah,
sitting there.
That water was up there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So much love to Florida. Shout out to Florida. Yeah.
My mother told me that she saw a video of a guy who was like maybe on the 8th floor of one of those like condos, little high rises, and he had put some water in his tub just to show people that it was moving, like the building was rocking, because he said people would never believe him. Otherwise,
wow.
He said the water in the tub was just moving. He could feel
moving.
He said he could feel his place moving, so he put water in the tub to verify, and the water in the tub was just moving along. So
yeah, like, where you get that visual.
That makes me wonder.
That's
like,
wow.
You got everybody dreams of getting that house on the ocean, man. You know what I'm saying? But does that make you kind of say, like, be a little more reluctant to have that as a dream when you know about stuff like this going down?
Man,
or is it like you just come with the territory? Like,
honestly,
you get a crib in the mountains, it comes with the territory for bears. Like, is it the same thing?
Yeah. For me, the way I would look at it, it's one of those things that come with the territory. You know, no matter where you live, you're gonna get something. Whether you live in a tornado valley, or whether even if you live in, say, Arizona, El Paso, whatever, where you don't get too many different variations of weather, but you got the sandstorms. You know what I'm saying? You got something to deal with. And those are one of those things you got to take as a possibility, you know? And am I really a beach house type of person? No, but I wouldn't mind the water on the crib, though. Crib on the water. So it's one of those things you got to take with the territory. If you enjoy that type of lifestyle and you want to live on the water, here it come. Be ready for it. You know, you live up north, and you live in one of those nice secluded areas. You're going to have to deal with, like you said, the bears. You know what I'm saying? Being snowed in. You live in the mountains with the snow, avalanche, whatever. It's going to be something.
Yeah.
So it's like you got to take your chances somewhere. You know.
Life is really about balance, for real, man. Like
it is.
You can't get around it. You're gonna have to. It's gonna force balance on you. Like,
yeah. Pick what you want. Pick what you want. What do you value the most, and then just look for the balance in it. You know.
Yeah. Whew. Well, man, you know, hopefully everybody good down there. I got family down in them parts, man. On both coasts of Florida. I know
both sides.
The eastern part didn't get hit bad, but the west coast part, you know, down in that, I got people in the Tampa area, you know, more so than like Fort Myers and some other ones, and they good.
Yeah.
Good. And hopefully everybody else, all your people good. If
because that thing was,
y'all got family out that way.
Yeah, that thing was aiming towards Tampa at first. It was coming dead on, but it kind of hit Fort Myers and went off a little bit more to the west. So Tampa got spared for the most part.
Yeah. Whew, we.
Which man, I mean, these natural disasters, man.
Did that spice?
I still got spice. I still got spice, but it's even. Okay. It's even kill. It's even kill.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm up here. I don't know if it's me that I'm just becoming that more of a experienced cigar smoker. And I'm just handling this thing like it's nothing. Or if it's just Davidoff doing this thing. I'm gonna be apt to say it's a combination of both.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's Davidoff. But what were you saying about natural disasters?
Pat myself in the back a little bit.
All right, you got it, bro.
Yeah, whatever. Oh man, what was I saying? I don't even remember what I was saying, where I was going with it. But I'm saying, man, you're seeing more and more of these natural disasters that's going on. You hear about these crazy things, man. I saw a video of a truck getting hit by a lightning strike, and then up here a couple months ago, somebody died from getting struck by lightning. Like I'm seeing and hearing more and more of those types of cases happen, and it's wild, man. It's wild out here.
All right, let's go. Let's go spiritual for a second. You get hit by lightning. Is that probability or is that destiny? What is that? Is that fate or probability?
It's got to be a little bit of both, man. Because that probability is small, but it's there. You know what I'm saying? Like, so what did you do in your life to be that 1 in a million to get hit? I'm talking about like dead on. And like, luckily, these people were they were in their car and it struck their car like directly. But you know, sometimes somebody be under a tree or somewhere where they shouldn't be, and tree falls on them. But then there are those 1 in a million cases where people
that's one thing.
Directly get struck by lightning. Man, I was running. Mm-hmm.
No, I just was saying that's one thing. If you in your car or you're near a tree and a tree get hit, that's a whole nother thing. But if you just walking trying to get inside your building of your apartment and Zeus is sitting on a cloud and he like, got him. Got your ass. Like, you know, that's totally different. Like, you know. What? Of all things, I was headed in the house. Like, that seemed crazy, bro. It seems so far-fetched, but it's it's a possibility, but it seems so improbable, man. Like,
it's one of those things, man. And it's like you had to have done something. You know what I'm saying? And you had to do something to earn that. I don't know. I'm just saying. Anybody who has been struck by lightning, I'm not passing no judgment on you, but man, what did you do in your lifetime?
Lightning just seemed like
man.
Ah, man. Like if
I was running
the book of Jared, and I could read my life story from beginning to end. And I got to the last page.
I got hit by lightning at one point.
He was walking out the grocery store and got hit by a lightning bolt. I'm like, really? Really, God? This is how you wrote my story? Like, you know what I'm saying?
This is for me. This is me. But then I was trying to say I was running a couple weeks ago, man, and lightning storm came out of nowhere. Like, it was nice at one point. And then all of a sudden, these clouds started rolling in, and lightning was happening. And you know how they tell you to count the seconds between, say, lightning strikes and thunder? That's how you tell how close it is?
Yeah.
Man, I'm telling you, I was hearing lightning and thunder, like, boom, boom, right? So the whole time I'm running, I stop. I start walking. It's like, and I'm contemplating, what did I do in my life, man? Like, what's the possibility of me probably getting hit by some lightning? Because, like, what did I do in my life? I'm sitting there, man, like, I'm sorry for this. I'm sorry for that. What did I do anything to deserve to get hit by lightning? Because I feel like it's gonna be it might be happening right now. I started repenting, man. I was like, this is a little too close for comfort right now. I had to stop and walk. I'm like, the day might be the day. I'm paying for everything I probably did wrong in life, man. Here we go. Let's pay up.
You've been a good dude in life too, man. But if you got hit by a lightning bolt, I might kind of be like, I can kind of see it happening. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I can see it. I understand.
I can see it. I understand why you hit him with a lightning. He might not have necessarily been the one, but I can see it though. Like,
there's a case for it. We can make a case for it.
There's a strong argument that can be made that I can maybe defend or argue. But I don't know, man. Like,
I ain't always been a nice person.
That's the worst way to go.
No, it's got to be. It's probably got to be one of the worst ways to go. I don't know so much about the torture part, because I don't know if you go. Do you go instantly? So, but just off the fact of probability, like, man, out of all the ways for me to go, it had to be that way. You know what I mean? I got a higher probability to get hit by a car, get in a car accident or whatever. But this is how I gotta go. Out the smallest probability of taking me on up out of here. That's got to be the one. You know what I mean? So who knows?
Because all it had to do was be a few inches off, and I'd have been all right. A few inches,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Didn't take much to save your life, like, you know what I'm saying?
As big as the world is,
a little slower or a little faster, I could have avoided that. Like,
yeah, I'm this one person. Like, if you think about a target, right? And I'm this one person, especially coming from above. I'm much smaller than I am coming straight at me. For lightning to strike me out of all the land and all the space, out of everywhere in the world or everywhere in my area that can get hit by something, it had to be this little small person right here. You know what I'm saying? Even the biggest person on Earth, who might be 600 pounds, 700 pounds, they still small in comparison to the vast world. Come on now.
Right.
That's crazy.
Man, you know, I had back in high school, we were walking onto the track field from out the locker room to go, you know, run around the track, do like a mile or whatever we were supposed to be doing back then. And something hit me on the shoulder. And I was mad because I thought somebody threw something at me. I turned around, started fussing at the people behind me. They like, nah, it ain't that, man. Check your shirt. A bird took a dump on your shirt. And I was like, of all the places that bird poop could have landed, when he was zooming by in motion, it landed on my back in front of all the people behind me in line, like on me. And I'm like, I felt the same way as you described that lightning. You got crapped on before too?
Like out of all this space. Yeah, definitely. Matter of fact, even worse, it hit me on my hand. It hit me on my hand. I think I might have been like scratching my head or something, and boom, right on my hand. I'm like, I could have easily have moved my hand at any second, whatever. Like, it wasn't a big target that's stationary on my body. You know what I mean? Even if I'm sitting down, I can move my hand from here to here, and it just happened to hit my hand, like, and just roll down my hand. I'm like, yo, this is how? Why? Of all the places.
Why? That's what you ask yourself. How and why? Like, why is this happening to me right now? Like, I'll go Angry Birds. Like, shoot. Got him. Yeah, that's how they looking at you.
That's the one. They plot. That's the one I want. I'm gonna get him. Watch this. So they probably sitting back, like, okay, I'm gonna fly this way. I'm gonna come back around. Watch, I'm gonna get him. I'm a sniper with it. I'm a sniper. Watch how I do it. Boom, got him. And they fly all laughing at you.
Bullseye. I told you I was gonna get him. He ain't gonna do nothing. Look at him with his stupid look on his face. Man. I wanted to strangle that little bird, man. He probably was adorable and cute and just couldn't hold it no longer, but I was so mad at him, man. Like,
angry man.
That stuff will make you feel right. That stuff will make you feel like you got bad luck, man. Like, for real.
Yeah,
no
man.
such thing.
Like, if anything like that happens, man, you start thinking back, like, all right, what's next? What's next? Something else bad's about to happen. This got to be my streak, because it always comes in streaks. Like, you say there's no bad luck, and I get that. To me, that I believe the same thing. But for some reason, it's always like a streak of it. It's a streak.
Yeah.
And it's just like always one thing after another, after another, after another. Once you hit that wave, and it's just a tsunami of it. And then once it goes, it goes. Once it passes. And then all of a sudden, I'm good. Like, how did that happen?
Yeah.
Just seem to be back to back to back to back to back. And it's always after everything feels like everything's straight and good. Finally, everything is falling into place, and everything's lining up to be just right. And I'm flying high. Then all of a sudden, boom, 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 boom. So I don't necessarily believe in good luck, bad luck, but it is a wave, man, of things that just happen to you like that. It's crazy.
It's that balance we talked about earlier, man. You know, it's everything balances itself out. For me, like, mine actually occurs in the same situation, but different. When I hit a phase of, I'll just call it not bad luck, but just less favorable situations that be occurring. You know what I'm saying? And they hit back to back to back. I'm always like, all right, something good about to happen. Because it always play out like that for me. Like, if I go boom, 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 it's like, I go up. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's always like a good blessing. And I'll be like, man, Yeah, I just forget about what
Stay
just
the course.
happened. But
And you know
I've
the
heard
crazy
people
thing
also
is,
say, like you said it though, where you go up and then the bad comes after. I've seen that too, but that ain't how it play out for me
right?
usually. I do the opposite. I
Yeah.
go
So
bad first, then up.
when things are getting good, you start getting skeptical. Like, all right, this ain't gonna last forever. Like, what's about to happen now? You know what I'm saying? All right, boom, there go my car battery. Oh, flat tire. All right, here we go. Yep, I knew it. And then it just get
Yeah.
worse and worse. But then on the flip side, man, like that's just encouragement right there to say, hey, look, when things are going bad, just stay the course. Because something good's got to be right around the corner for you. And then a lot of times that good is astronomically better than the bad that you've been going through. It's like it's not even just a little bit. It's always like, phew. And then you look back and see, man, like some of the things that you say was or felt was bad that happened to you. It's like these things happen for a reason type of situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Everything lined up.
it's gotta be,
The other stuff.
yeah, it's like,
work
okay,
out.
I can see why that happened. And I can see why that happened. I can see why that happened just to get me here. Because naturally, in my own self, I probably wouldn't have got myself there, but these things had to happen in order for me to get here. You know, that's happened so many times in my lifetime to where like I don't even trip no more. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, something good's got to happen. I don't even trip no more. I do trip a little bit. We all do. You know what I'm saying? Because it gets stressful, but you like, all right, it's coming.
Yeah. Yeah, it's stressful, but it will force you into a better situation that you don't see for yourself. Like I know people who got talked about how bad they hated their jobs, wouldn't quit, wouldn't leave. Something occurred that was some bull that got them fired, and then they end up at a better position. You know what I'm saying? Doing something better.
Yeah.
It's like, well, you weren't gonna leave. You wanted to go, but you weren't gonna make the first step. It's like
you weren't gonna do it yourself. Yeah, you weren't gonna do it yourself. You weren't gonna be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got a new car like that. Like I was pulling out my garage and misjudged it, cracked my mirror on the side of the thing. That was step one. I'm riding around with the cracked mirror.
Step one.
Then ended up hitting the back of somebody like within 2 weeks after that. Like, you know what I'm saying? That like they took off at the green light, stopped for some reason at the green light. At the same time, my son was in the back calling me. I'm like, what? You know, I glimpsed like this and the guy slammed on brakes at the green light, everybody going through. I don't know what happened in front of him to make him do that. Barely hit him.
Right.
But it was the way, because of the age of the car, like it was discontinued. The car wasn't necessarily old, but it was a discontinued model. And the insurance company ended up basically saying, hey, look, man, we have to total it out, even though the damage ain't that bad, just because we don't have access to your parts. So you can get a new car and this and that. Insurance didn't go up. I ended up getting a new car, long story short. You know what I'm saying? And life just went on as normal. It had zero effect on me. I didn't affect the other person's insurance because they didn't have no damage to their car. Only my car was damaged.
Right.
My insurance didn't raise it. They gave me the money to pay out the new car.
Honestly, it was a win-win. It ended up being a win-win for you.
Forced me to do something I wasn't going to do. I had it took like two things to occur. And I think maybe something else went bad. Like the engine light might have came on before I crashed it. It was like three things, the trifecta, before it was like, all right, now you're forced to do what you should have did anyway. You ain't going to do it. Here you go. But
you weren't going to do it on your own,
moment, it's woe is me in the moment. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like every time it hits a little hard, you're like, oh God, I just messed this up. Now I got to pay for that. Oh God, here go the check engine light. And I ain't even get the other thing taken care of. Oh, I done crashed into this person's car. Now I got to go pay for a rental. I got blah, 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 blah. Like, well, you know, it's all good. Like, and you look back and just forget about it, man. Life moved on better.
Forget about it, yeah. And when it comes down to it, you don't even think about those times anymore. Like once you get to that better, that whole woe is me, it's completely gone. And then like it's kind of like the there's no better time than the now type of situation, you know. Leaping from that to another idea, just the idea of wanting something, right? You ever like wanted something so bad you yearn for it, but then you finally get it, and it's like that whole period of yearning for it is gone because now you have what you've been yearning for and you're good. You know, I was talking to somebody who was, I'll say a lot younger. You know what I'm saying? We're getting old now. But he was in his mid-20s. And he's just under this pressure of, man, I got to get this done right. I got to do this. I'm like, man, relax, chill. You're only 25. You're only 25. You know what I mean? By the time you get what you're looking for, say, even if it takes you to be 35 to get it, you're not even going to remember what it was like to need or feel or that want, that yearn that you had when you were 25. When you get it, it's like, man, like I don't know what it was like without it anymore. I mean, you still remember, but then like you just start this whole new refresh of I'm here now and you're good. And you just forget those times of when you really yearn for something, you struggle to get it. Because it's like, all right, now there's no time better than the present. There's no time better than the now. And your now always shifts. Of course, as you age and you get older.
Right. It's amazing how quickly you go from yearning something to it becoming your norm. You know what I'm saying? And the moment something is your norm, it's almost like you don't even appreciate it like you thought you would have in the build up to getting it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, it's just like, this is life now. Like, you know what I'm saying? As you make another level of money, you don't be sitting around like, oh, look at all this money I got now. I'm killing it now. Like, you do that for like the first 2 weeks, the first two paychecks.
And it goes.
And then after that, you like, all right,
this is life.
You know.
This is it. I'm here now.
I want them sneakers so bad. You get them sneakers, wear them, and then after that, they mine.
Yeah. And then you get the yearning for something else now. You know what I'm saying? What's the next thing? Yeah. What's the next step? But man, that's life, man.
You get that balance. That girl or guy that you've been chasing. You know what I'm saying? It's the same way.
And then that disdain happens. I ain't gonna say
it's gonna happen. It's all right. We're back off.
I've been warning you on something. I got you. Like,
you get it. Then after that. Yeah, this is what comes with the territory, huh? This is what we talking about coming with the territory. You get on my nerves now. I wanted you a long time though, like,
and now you on my nerves, right?
And now I'm sick of you, and somebody else wants you. Like, hey, brother, that's how life. It's like that for all of us.
I'm choking because I'm laughing, not because of the spice. I promise you.
Speaking of, what's the halfway review here, man? Where you at?
Oh man, I feel like I'm doing good. The burn is at a good pace, not too slow, but not too fast. I haven't had to try to light it again, and the spice is kind of died back a little bit. It's dialed back to an enjoyable point. And man, I might have to save this for the final review. But this is where I'm at so far. I never thought I would say I enjoyed a spicy cigar. And I'm at a point right now, closing out my first third to say, I actually enjoyed a spicy cigar. I like it.
You drug your feet for nothing.
For nothing. Man. Not the Davidoff, man. Hey, I'm enjoying the spice.
Hey man, the fear of the unknown is greater than the fear than actual reality. A lot of times, you know what I'm saying? Like,
for sure, for sure. You be scared to jump into something.
As bad as you think in your head.
You think it is, yeah. You get into it, and you be like, no, this ain't as bad as I thought. Oh, it's not that bad. And the same could be said, man. When my son, he was actually my daughter. It was for her birthday party. We went to this park where you had this little drop down. And you kind of just jump off this thing, right? And she was fearless. She wasn't nothing to her. She was killing it. But she had a little friend with her. And the whole time we was there at this park, we was there for like almost 3 hours, probably 3 hours. And she spent the better part of an hour and a half, maybe close to 2 hours on the top of this pad, waiting to go off. She would go over to it, be ready to jump, and then she'll change her mind. I can't do it. Let other kids go before it, and then they falling down, going down the thing. It was a nice size drop. It had to been at least like 50, 60 feet or something like that. Nice size drop. My daughter, she went like 5, 6 times. You be right there next to her, contemplating it. And then by the time we was ready to leave, I can't do it. My nephew too. He was the same way. He finally got over it, and he finally did it a little sooner than she did. But before we left, she finally did it. And she's like, that wasn't that bad. But in her head, this was the scariest thing in the world. And not even just kids, adults too, man, coming through the Army, part of the process of making it through basic training. I've seen people give up their career in the military because you have to go down a rappel tower. You know, you got to go all the way up, and it's only like 45 feet for this rappel for the training, right? And they threw in the towel for their whole military career to say, you know what, I can't join the military because I can't go down this because they fear heights or whatever. And me, I got a healthy fear of heights. And I went to air assault school. And I don't know if anybody here is military and they know anything about about air assault, but that's one of the biggest things, overcoming your fear of heights, right? And you got to go up all these towers, and come down these towers, go up these towers, come down these towers, climb up the rope on this, come down on the other side, get on the rappel tower, go down the one with the wall. Then you go down the one without the wall. You know, you're going up 90 feet, and then you get on the bird, and you're going to take the helicopter up. Then you rappel down the helicopter. And man, I'm sitting there like, I got to overcome this. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to let this. By the time I got to the helicopter, I'm like, man, this ain't bad. I can do this every day. But like you said, the fear of the unknown. You realize how simplistic something can really be once you get out your head and you just go for it, man. And like I said, now I can rappel out a helicopter right now. Like, let's go. Right, let's go. I don't care how high we go. Throw that rope down. Boom. Get it. I'm down. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of times it's in your head. You look down, you like, I don't know what this fall gonna feel like. Like I said, but 9 times out of 10, it's not as bad as you think it is.
I have never had a situation that I thought my head was gonna be bad ever end up as bad as I thought it was gonna be.
Right.
Like, you know, like you just never have. And I think about that a lot. Anytime something gets me concerned, I'm always like, all right. Once I go through it, I'm like, all right, that wasn't nothing. Or that wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Right.
It just is what it is. Except I did go on one water park ride one time that was as bad as I thought it was going to be. I take that back. But it was only that because the person in the front was like, who want to go backwards? And it was like 3 of us up there, and they spun it around, and I ended up going backwards the whole time. But it didn't like, yo, this bad. But it was a whole entire ride of unknown. How we talk about the fear of unknown. So it made it, that whole uncomfortable unknown feeling was there the whole ride. So that made the whole thing bad. But if I would have, when I went face down, it wasn't as bad as I thought as it was going not seeing. You know what I'm saying? Because you have no preparation for what curve is coming or nothing.
Yeah, right. You just got to take them bumps as they come.
Yeah. But this stick here, before we switch off, man, I'll say this. Mine is still got a lot of the same cocoa that I was talking about. A little bit of woodiness, the same fruity aroma, very, very, very light flavors, though. You know what I'm saying? Everything's very light and subtle.
Okay.
But the actual body of the smoke itself is a nice medium body and creaminess to it. A little bit of caramel, I'd say, also, but that's kind of the extent of the stick at this point in time, man. It's got some good combinations going on, man. Good combinations.
I like that. You know me, I'm a fan of complexities, and then especially if you got subtle complexities and they marry well. I might look for that cigar after this show, because that sounds nice. That sounds very beautiful. We're definitely willing to take that ride.
But you had something you asked me about earlier today.
Mm-hmm.
And we holding off for the show. So I don't know. I'll let you lead us into that.
All right. Well, I know I asked you a couple things. But the big thing that I've been going through and hearing about, man, Scottie Pippen. Ex-wife.
Yeah.
Ex-wife is supposedly, allegedly, dating Michael Jordan's son. What is going on here? You know what I'm saying? And Scottie Pippen, I already know how Scottie Pippen has been feeling about MJ as of late. You know what I'm saying? My man's been throwing some shade at MJ lately. Going for him. Saying, hey, look, man, I was better than Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan ain't the greatest. LeBron's way better than him. Especially after The Last Dance and feeling how he got slighted or portrayed in a thing. Been gunning for him.
Yeah.
What's going on, man? What's up with Scotty? Is this karma? Is this balance? Is this what's happening to Scotty because of how you feel about MJ right now, and not giving him the nod like he should?
It ain't. I wouldn't say it's karma or balance, but it is definitely vengeance on behalf of Mike's son and on behalf of his wife. His wife does not like him. It's clear. She does not like him.
Clear.
She done a lot to wrong you. Like, she done went out and she can't get enough of young men. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she done went out and got out with Future. Everybody's getting revenge on you, Scotty. You got to look in the mirror, brother. Like, you know, Future running around saying that you slighted him on an autograph when he was a kid. So he went and got with your wife and she allowed it. She don't like you. Then you got Mike's son. I don't know who was it. Marcus, one of the M's, one of his sons.
I can't remember which one. Yeah.
Yeah, you start popping off at the mouth about his pops, and he like, all right, I'm gonna get your old lady too then. Like, and then he go do it, and she with it too. Like, nobody likes you, Scotty. You gotta fix it. You gotta fix yourself, brother. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
look within.
Look within, brother, because you got to think about it, right? You can point the finger up until it keeps repeating, and you keep being a part of these same cycles. Like, you know what I'm saying? And you're not the victim anymore. Like, you know what I'm saying?
The future thing I can understand. Cause that's just Future's behavior. That's Future. Shout out to Future. You know what I'm saying?
You know, Scotty couldn't have seen that coming 20 years later. You know what I'm saying? But
King of toxicity. You know what I'm saying? That's him.
Yeah.
But man, your teammate son, gee, wow. That would hurt my feelings, man. My heart would be hurt.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the Jordan family is really doing a number on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, not only did they outdo you on the court, now they taking it off the court and one-upping you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I don't know. It is what it is as far as that goes. But I blame Scotty for it. You know what I'm saying? I just blame Scotty.
Yeah. And got to do some self-inventory.
You know Scotty better than I know Scotty. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
unfortunately,
don't sit here and be quiet. Like, you jump in and you give your take on this whole situation.
Hey, look, you already know how I feel about Scotty, man. You already know how my man rubbed me the wrong way on an encounter. You know what I'm saying? But even before then, I never really was a big fan. For one, not a big fan of the Chicago Bulls. You know what I'm saying? I respected Michael for who he was and what he did, and I couldn't slight him on it. None whatsoever being a Pistons fan. But just even with my encounter with Scotty, that just made it worse. That just put the nail in the coffin for me. Like, yep, now I really got a reason to dislike you. You know what I'm saying? It's not just your haircut anymore.
Yeah.
You know, it's more than that. It's personal now.
Let me get in on this real quick. For years, this go back over a decade at this point, right?
Over a decade, yeah. Probably like now we're looking at maybe 15 years ago. 14, something like that.
So you've been taking shots at Scotty for about at least 14 years now. I have slightly defended Scotty throughout most of that time. So what you heard today on the show ain't just me riding with D. I'm not just riding with Denzel on this. Like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't never had no problems with him. But I'm just saying,
no personal issues.
But I'm speaking from the point of view of his character starting to show something. Like, you know what I'm saying? When anybody that's got encounters with you got the same situation, I can't help but take a stance now. Like, all right, man, you know, you might be a weirdo. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not saying that from the point of view of, that I personally know him or that I had an issue with him or I'm riding with D. I'm not riding with nobody. It's just me stepping from the outside looking in. It's like, if everybody treating you this way, you brother, like, you know what I'm saying? You a problem somewhere. Like, but I'll let you go ahead from there, man.
But I don't know, man. It's I mean, like, here's the thing, like, overexposure, especially for these public figures, it's doing a service for some of them, and then it's doing a disservice for a lot of them. You know, like, especially when we're in that realm of, you know what I'm saying, these are superstars, these are celebrities, athletes, or whatever, and then you have a certain reverence for them because you don't know them personally, right? You just know them for how they perform, and you know what I'm saying, you ride for them because you champion them because of
You
that
admire
pride
their
that you have
craft.
in that team. Yeah, you admire their craft. But then once you get in those personals, man, and you start having these interactions, and you're like, yo, that's what's wrong with Guy? What's up with him? You know what I'm saying? I'm working at a hotel at this point, and I'm trying to look out for the man. I'm like, yo, all right, Scotty, I got you. Whatever. I'm gonna hook you up, do what you need. And my man leaning over my desk, coming down on me. I mean, I'm a short guy. He's a tall guy. And he coming down on me like, hey, what's going on with this? And I'm like, oh, Scotty, for one, I already don't like you. So I'm trying my best to look out for you. And now you just, you pushing the envelope at this point. So even after that, it's like, you know, I know he don't remember who I am, but those impressions, just like Future, he remember who Future was back in the day when he slided him. You know what I'm saying? And now he riding on him. Well, he did at one point. It's the same for me. Same for me. So it's like humility, even if you're up here, always got to keep that humility. Lead with humility. And that's how I feel. And then when I see somebody, you know what I'm saying, when I'm trying to look out for somebody, you know what I'm saying, even in an act of service, you know what I'm saying, I was in this position for act of service. And I'm trying to service this guy and make sure you're taken care of and you know what I'm saying, just confident well in my position. My man tried to do me dirty. I don't know if we want to get into some specifics about it, but that's just where we're at. And that heightened the disdain I had for Scotty that I already had because, one, I wasn't a big Chicago guy, but it's just, boom, nail on the coffin. All right, man. The gloves coming off now. You know what I'm saying? Here we are. It is what it is.
Well, man, look, in Scotty's defense, Scotty's headed in the right direction as far as having some humility, because you got to be pretty damn humble to wear them cornrows that he wearing. So he's humbled himself to braid his hair up. And for them
man, get rid of the cornrows, man. Come on,
old man cornrows he got with the gaps in between them, like the bald head gaps in between them. But I got thin hair gaps in between them. But
I look better than the fro he had, so you know what I'm saying? Or the curls. I don't know what them curls was.
But I don't know, man. Yeah, that's a great point, man. You do have to humble yourself. They always say, man, you just never know when you go going up the ladder, who you gonna, you know, come back down and cross paths with on the way back down. Like, you know what I'm saying? You just don't know.
For sure.
So he would have never known that Future was gonna be bigger than him one day. This kid, you know what I'm saying, asking for autograph was gonna be a bigger celebrity than him, or a bigger star than him, or maybe worth more than him today. With them bad contracts he was signing back in the day, Future probably got more money than him. Like, so.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like right now,
ego, man. You know, you start believing your own hype, I guess.
Hey, but let me ask you this, though. Kind of staying away from the Scotty thing a little bit. Kind of on what I said about overexposure. Or not even necessarily, I'm not even going to say overexposure, but I'm going to say exposure. The heightened exposure of celebrities now. Do you think it's a good thing for them or a bad thing for them? Like for them to have, we talked about Kevin Durant with the Twitter fingers. You know what I'm saying? Like I kind of missed the days of a little bit of mystery when it came to these celebrities. You know what I mean? Like you wouldn't hear from them until certain interviews. You know, they get on BT like if they're artists, you'll see them on 106 in Park, and you finally get a chance to hear your favorite artist speak, right? Or they sit down with Tavis Smiley or something like that, or they go on what's the MTV show with Carson Daly? I can't even remember what it's called right
TRL?
now. Shame on me for that. But then you see them there, right? Or you see them on a late night talk show. Mm-hmm. But now you have access to them 24/7. They got their Instagram, their Twitters, their YouTube channels, all the stuff in there, and then putting themselves out there, and they have to now in order to move their product. You know what I'm saying? No longer are the days where you can sit back in mystery and sell 1 million copies or get 1 million streams. You gotta put yourself out there and have that exposure. But then here we go talking about balance again, right? Where do you go with how much exposure, what you're putting out there? How much are you getting into your feelings? How not as much are you getting to your feelings, you know what I'm saying? Are you a Bryce and Teller to where you pretty much shut down and you ain't talking to nobody? You can't put yourself out there because you know what I'm saying? You got you're apprehensive about X, Y, and Z, or do you overexpose and do too much? You know what I mean? Become a Meek Mill. Like, dude, if you just be quiet a little bit, now you're losing me as a fan because I hate how you talking. You know what I'm saying? Just be the image that I'm thinking.
Yeah.
You a dream chaser, not a Twitter fingers. You know what I'm saying? And I'm still a Meek fan.
Yeah.
So no, I mean, I'm ragging on him right now, but dude, you almost lost me because you're doing too much. You know what I'm saying? I bought all the way into the dream chaser ideology. You know what I'm saying? But you're losing me, man.
Yeah.
Chill. Wale, come on, man. Chill. My guy. I'm a big MMG fan, but you're doing too much. Relax.
Yeah. I know exactly what you mean. It's both, man. It helps and hurts. To go along with the Meek example that you gave, Meek started to lose you. He lost me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like I can't even enjoy the music the same because you know how like people be like, you know, people get on Ross, right? They be like, man, I can't enjoy your music the same because I know that you really was a CO, so I don't buy into that. Meek does that for me a little bit because it's like I can't buy into the music because now I'm starting to see your lame side. So some of the stuff that you would say that I normally would have thought that was cool, it's cool no more. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
because
it's the character that starts to come through, and that's what happens with too much overexposure. Overexposure allows for me to see that you really a little weird, like you a little bit of a weirdo. You know what I'm saying? And like what happens is when it's a balance to it enough where I can say, okay, this guy is cool, but you don't give me enough where I can see all your little weird pieces to your personality that exists in people around, you know, but I wouldn't normally get to know. It's even like that with friends, you know what I'm saying? And coworkers and companions and stuff you deal with in your day-to-day life. Like somebody can be cool, but the moment y'all become like real tight and y'all going to the clubs together and hanging out and stuff, like, man, so
like I didn't know nobody was like this. Like you like that. Yeah. Or on the flip side,
so
like, oh, dude's actually cool. Like I thought he was weird. He was weird at work, but I go hang out and smoke a cigar with him. Actually, dude, pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? Both ways.
Or the flip can happen. I've been a part of both ways. You know what I'm saying? But for me, and this just could be my own cynicalism, but I think there are more weird people in the world than there are normal people. So with everybody being a celebrity, it's just a matter of time before I figure out you a weirdo. Like, people ain't thorough like that no more. Like, you know what I'm saying? Well, not no more, but people just ain't thorough like that. So eventually I'm gonna see that you a weirdo. Like, you know what I'm saying? You gonna show me you something messed up with you in your head, or you gonna show me a character flaw, and then I'm just like, Like, I look at guys like that's big in the game now that I looked up to as a kid. I look at them as some disloyal lames, like, you know what I'm saying? And that's just because you keep showing me stuff, and it's like, yo, I'm talking about some of the goats in the hip hop business, like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I look at them like I really don't respect you like that from a distance, like, you know, because you keep showing me stuff, and I know, like, you overexpose yourself, you strange, man, like you ain't thorough. So the thing is, like, you ain't really know.
Somebody got to be put in place in these people's camps. The kind of to manage like the whole PR thing. Just like before, you know what I'm saying? They would have somebody in their PR to manage their appearances and manage the image they're putting out there. There got to be somebody in place still, even more so now. I mean, that job honestly should be one of the most in-demand jobs right now with the overexposure to kind of give you some checks and balances. It's like, man, before it was just whenever you make an appearance, let me, you know what I'm saying, make sure you're good to go, give you what they call them, a coach or something like that, to sit back with you and make sure that you're presenting yourself in the right light. Even more so now, hey man, give me your phone. You know what I'm saying? Take the phone from her every now and then. Limit that exposure from time to time. You know what I'm saying?
But see, that's the hard part though, because I can go live anytime I want because this is in my pocket. You know what I'm saying? So And so my appearances can happen right now if I want to. Like, you know,
Whenever
and
I feel
that
like it,
is
right?
the issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, like your PR person or your manager or your whoever, you know what I'm saying? Your publicist, they can't be sitting around you 24/7 to make sure you don't do something
24/7.
dumb. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's a
Yeah.
matter of time
Yeah.
before you do, because everybody wants that attention now. Some people want it, some
Yeah.
people feel obligated to. Either way, they end up on the same path, whether it's
Like, I
through feeling
remember
obligated or
when
whether it's through being an attention whore. Like, you know, it's still gonna happen.
I remember when Twitter first became a thing, and people would, you know what I'm saying, try to guess, is so and so actually behind their account? You know what I'm saying? Like, it was not
Yeah.
a known thing whether that was actually them tweeting. Is that really them tweeting? Now we know for sure. No, that was him. You know what I'm saying? That was him. You know what I'm saying? You got the whole situation with KD where he had the burner accounts responding to his own. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, like, come on now. Like, you're doing too much, man. You're doing too much. Focus on your craft. Just go be great. Go be
I
great.
don't want to know that you that kind of guy. Like, I don't want to know that. I don't want to know that KD is sitting around being a Twitter troll. Like, you know what I'm saying? I want to respect you that you're not that kind of dude. Now I don't even have to meet you to know that you got a weird side to you. And everybody got a weird side, you know what I'm saying? But like,
everybody does, yeah.
Some is just like
overkill.
Awful. It's just like, who raised you? Yeah, like, who raised you, man? Like, why y'all act like that? Like,
man, gone are those days of mystique, man. The mystique is gone. The mystique is out the window. And those are times I really miss, man. It's like, you know what I'm saying, you can come up with a persona, and that's how Ross got away with it for a little bit, but Ross, he's on the other side of changing the narrative through his social medias. You know what I'm saying? You can't question whether he's a boss or not. Okay, has he fumbled some plays here and there? Everybody is. Everybody's gonna make some bad deals from time to time and not be able to follow through on certain promises they had because you try to take on so much. But has he rewrote his, you know what I'm saying, the idea of who he is because of how he's portrayed himself? And then you go out and live it, and then he comes up with the Barefoot Chronicles and talks to the people and so, nah, man, I'm still on the boss level. Yeah, okay, I came up with this moniker of who I am, but now you can really see who I am. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he used it for the better. Ross is a great example. I love Ross. And the more I get to see him, he put himself out there a lot right now these days. And Ross, the more I see of him, I get to see where Ross is weird at. I see the weirdness in Ross, but it has not been bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, it still works for him because overall, he's a good dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, it didn't hurt him. It built his brand up because he got to show you the other stuff, which outweighs his little quirky things he might do that might be a little, you know, his little quirky stuff that he does. But
you can brush over some of that when you have when you do it the right way. You can brush over the quirks because you understand everybody's gonna have them
because we all gonna have them. Yeah, exactly. So he's a great example of somebody who does it the right way, man. But the other people, man, there's some that just, you don't do it the right way because you get emotional and then let your quirky stuff out. And I think that's the biggest problem is when your quirks come out through you being emotional. You know what I'm saying? If people could manage their feelings sometimes and not just lash out without thought, and that's probably where Ross wins. He don't lash out. He's a thought out guy. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
you think through it. Think through it, and you put out the right vibe. You put out the right energy.
Yeah, look. Drake is a nerd, right? And
nerd.
And we all watched him be a nerd, but he has managed to keep enough mystique to him where he hasn't. It doesn't even matter. He's actually more thorough than people that's less nerdy than him. Like, you know what I'm saying? But he played it right.
And we both know his nerd is on full display a lot. You know what I'm saying? A lot. His nerd is put on display a lot. But at the same time, even with his height of his success and his, you know what I'm saying, it's hard to hide when you hit a certain height, right? But he's still even able to do it well. You know, as far as like how much you put himself out there, even when you see with his nerd on full display, you still got to give him a nod a little bit here and there. You know what I mean? Like, all right, that's Drake. At least he's being authentic. You know what I mean? and then as authentic as it's enough to let it pass.
Yeah, the authenticity is what it comes. It also helps it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
at least he's true to himself. Ultimately, you know what I'm saying? Like, we watched
yeah,
it long enough to know that's him. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't hide who you
yeah,
are. It's gonna come out eventually. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
and
yeah,
he
yeah,
has
yeah.
come out, and we all accept it. It's cool. Like, you know, Meeks is coming out now, and I don't know. You know,
It's
have
just
we
not
accepted it?
not to
I
your
don't
taste,
know.
right? Yeah,
I don't know.
I've
But
come to
man, let's get
accept it a
into
little
these.
bit.
Go ahead, run with it.
No, I've come to accept it a little bit, and it's like when you separate art from the individual, and just okay, that's kind of how you got to treat it with guys like that. And that's what I did with me. Okay, the art's here, the individual is here. All right, I don't care. I'm not paying attention to your Twitter. I'm just gonna pay attention to whatever kind of music you put out. I'm gonna just roll with it. So it's just separation of art and artists, I guess, or the man behind the artist.
Okay, does your respect level have an effect on your ability to do that? Because like for me, I have been unable to really do that with Kanye like I want to. I would love to, but he's made it difficult for me to. Where it takes something away from the music from me. And you know how big of a fan I've been of him throughout the years. Like,
Yeah, yeah. It's hard with him, but then at the same time, he might drop a bop. You know what I'm saying? And you like, all right, I gotta roll with it. You know what I mean? Like I gotta go with it. Like, okay, I get this. That's Ye. He might have wore the MAGA hat, but man, this joint is killing. I gotta separate. So he has the ability to do it. It's just, but then on the flip side, when he drops a project that's not so much dope, it's like it's not hitting. You know what I'm saying? Like that's when people troll on him even at a heightened level. It's like, all
make it
right, well,
easier to.
now, yeah, now your art's not matching the moniker that we thought that you were. You're not hitting that mark. So now we can rag on you more because you ain't doing enough in this project to distract me from it. So your art has to supersede at a high level compared to what you're displaying on the side that puts a bad taste in my mouth.
Right.
So if you want to put yourself out there, like KD, he can silence some people when he go out in the court and he ball. If you go out and he win a championship, this season with Brooklyn or whatever, ain't nobody gonna be worried about what he tweeted last year or during the season or whatever. You're gonna champion him, man, because he won. He brought home a chip. So performance matters. Performance matters.
Yeah, you're right. Winning ends all of that talk. Like, you know what I'm saying? Go win. We'll shut up.
Yeah, and that's what Ye does. Yeah, he'll win big. But go ahead.
I was gonna say, what's your final thoughts on this Davidoff, man? Matter of fact,
Okay.
I'll go first because you know you got a Davidoff,
Okay.
and Davidoff deserves to go last. So
okay,
for me,
okay.
and honestly, it does. I got the GTO Corona 10-year anniversary, and I would say it had held on to pretty much the same qualities I said that it had from pretty early on. You know, the cocoa, the caramel, the woodiness, the creamy smoke, and fruity aroma. It did all of that well, but everything was very subtly done, which made me which probably hurt some of the score of what I would give it if it would have been just a little more rich. You know what I'm saying? Stuff that kind of jump out at you a little bit more versus so subtle.
Subtle. Okay.
That it can give it I don't want to say bland, but you got to think about it. It's like having a diet drink. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, this drink is good, but it would have been better with the sugar in it. Like it kind of came off like a little bit of a diet version of something more so than fully what a diet stick. Yeah. But regardless of that, it was a good stick. I give it a 4. It could have got higher in the 4 range if it would have just been a little richer in those same flavors that it put out.
Okay. You know, and the crazy thing is, before I get into mine, is I think for a novice smoker or a fairly new smoker, not a complete novice, but somebody who's like just starting their cigar journey, that might be a fan favorite for somebody just really getting going into cigars, and they're not looking for that big punch just yet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
we want to get something that's going to be broad on the spectrum as far as complexities, but not overkill. I think that is probably a really good stick. It might be like a 4.5 for somebody who's doesn't have the experienced palate that you have. You know, and you know what you're looking
Right.
for. You're looking for that punch on something. You know what I'm saying? You wanted something to hit you, right?
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
think for somebody
Something
who's
needed to punch through.
so I'm interested in trying that cigar, and I might look for it. Well, I will look for it, and I want to give it a go to and see how I take to it. It has a lot of those
Right.
nuances that I like. But yeah, so four. You
That's a
said
great
four,
point.
solid
Great
four,
point you bring up.
straight four,
Four
straight four.
even.
All
Yeah,
right.
four even.
So all right, I'm gonna go into this Davidoff now, man. So we got the box press Davidoff Nicaragua. And I don't know if you paid attention or you saw me throughout the episode, but that spice did kick in really, really strong as I finished the second third. But now that I kind of broke through that little barrier, it's kind of cooled down a little bit, and I'm rolling with it, and it's really good. But it did hit me real strong at one point. I almost tapped out. My eyes were starting to water and all of that. I
I
don't know if you
saw you.
saw it. You might. Yeah. You saw it. You caught it.
Oh yeah, I was. Yeah, yeah. I caught it. I was in the middle of my speech, so I didn't stop. But yeah, I saw you.
But even with that, man, I'm gonna give this cigar a 4.5, a 4.5.
Okay.
I really, really enjoyed it. Now that I know what to expect, if I smoke the cigar again, even at the price point that it's at, I will pick the cigar up again. But I know to expect the punch to come. At least by the second, third, some point at the second, third, the punch is gonna hit you. But the spice came in heavy in the beginning, mellowed out, dialed back a little bit, came back in that second, third. Now that I'm in the final third, it's really smoothed out again as I'm puffing it still. But I'm likely to say a 4.5. It has a good strong oak, some spice, but the spice, like I said, is very enjoyable. And I never thought that I would get to a point where I would say that I enjoy spice. I thought Rocky Patel was probably like the only brand that does spice and did spice well. But Davidoff, to this point of any spicy cigar that I had from Rocky, takes the cake. Definitely takes the cake. With the spice, it's something I can handle. I don't know if it's because we've been smoking for so long, but like I said, I haven't had a spicy cigar in a very long time at this level. But I really enjoy it. Really enjoyed it.
Hey, that's dope, man. 4.5 is a fantastic score, especially for a spicy stick. For it to get a 4.5, lets you know if it brought other traits to it other than that. And if it wasn't a spicy stick, you probably would have gave that a really high score. If it had been doing the stuff you like at that same level that it
Minus
did
the
the
spice.
spice. Yeah.
Yeah. I really enjoyed it. I think I might. I don't know what I rated the other Davidoff, but it might be around the same. Or actually, I might like this one better. I don't know. I might have to revisit the other Davidoff, but I think I might like this one better. I can pick this one up again for sure.
Hey, man, you heard it right there. And what was the name of that stick one more time? Davidoff what?
Nicaragua box press. I don't think it has any other name. I've
Nicaragua
looked it
box
up
press.
before. It says Geneva on the side. I don't know if that makes a difference. I don't know if you can see that.
Okay. Yeah, I saw
So I
Geneva.
might have to do a little bit more research to see what that is. If that has anything to do with it. So we'll see.
Okay. We'll get it in
And
the description for any of y'all
just
that's interested.
yeah, that'll be in the Instagram too. We'll put that on the Instagram. And just for also for balance purposes, since we've been talking about balance, I did have paired this with Jameson. Shout out to Jameson, Jamo. I had that with a little bit of a splash of peach juice, so a little bit of peach whiskey to go with it, and paired very well. Like it really rolled with it. Really rolled with the punches on that.
Cool. All right, y'all. Well, that was the Big Hurt right there, episode 35,
Big
man.
Hurt.
Cigars and Everything
Or
Else
KD?
podcast. Slash KD, man. Slash KD.
Since we talked about the Twitter fingers.
Yeah, man. Shout out to KD, man. And honorable mention, this is the Meek Mill episode too. We
Honorable
talked
mention.
about you enough too, man. Yeah. Hey, y'all. We appreciate y'all for tuning in this week's episode of Cigars and Everything Else podcast. We out.
We out. Cigars up.